guys, this is Tartan coming at you with another game of Stardew Valley, and I am, of course, very excited to return, because this is all I ever do with my time now. It's not true. Sometimes I eat, sometimes I sleep, sometimes I walk up and down stairs. None of that's very important to me. It all pales in comparison to Stardew. We'll get our blessings. More geodes, why not? It's the blessing of fish, that's the blessing it was yesterday. You know, they don't mix them up too much. We'll give the dog a little pet. Don't want him to feel strange. We've got butterflies inside the house, which is awesome. That's pretty perfect. There's no reason to check the casks at all. What am I doing? Alright, should check the calendar. It is Leo's birthday. Alright, that means we definitely want to get out to the island. We've got a nice duck feather to give to him. We will grab the slingshot. That way we won't forget to bring it to the island with us. But we don't want to go immediately since there's stuff to do. And Linus is like, oh, I found you. And I'll be like, wow. I don't use that as a way to teleport home or anything. We'll just sell the melon wine because, you know, of course we will. We will put this mineral inside here. No, we will make... It's like, no, we don't want to... We don't want to make a run. We should take the taro tubers and plant them. And then... all of this feels bad, but it's not like really clogging up the inventory that much. It's fine. All I need to do now is slay some sunflowers. And it's pickling day, of course it is. Alright, so from this we've almost gone through all of the non-fruit stuff. We need to bring a bunch of trash out here to throw into it. Trying to put the jelly back into the preservative jar. It's absolutely not how this works. Is there anything we want to put in here? I mean, not really, right? The sunflower seeds don't need to be grown perpetually, but, you know, they can be. Especially if it's going to let us pick up these pineapples. So the pineapples are quite premium, and we actually need to make more seed extractors, but we're just going to extract some seeds there as we run about the country. We're getting too much mahogany creep there. We'll deal with that some other day, or not, you know, whichever. Alright, so the seed machine is wood, coal, gold bars. We're just gonna make a couple of those. Should be enough. Because really it occurs to me that the best place for these machines is right here. Where, you know, we might be wanting them. And then we could walk by the little drum block and it will hit a pleasant drumming sound. Nothing like a pleasant drumming sound, am I right? And we need to keep on doing more farming. There's not tons left in the ground. which is good. It's the 26th, but we have our persistent crops to worry about grabbing. But we don't need to spend like a ton of time out on the island. I don't think it's possible that we do. We just need to pop in on Leo and, you know, take our slingshot, look for more stuff. Wasn't I supposed to get like a beat for that one quest? Yes, but, you know, not in an important way where I'm gonna think about it ever again. So it's not really enough blueberries to carry around. Start putting the ancient fruit in there and making some totally legendary wine. And then with the day half over, we'll be able to set out in hopes of finding what we need. Which is, you know, life, liberty, happiness, not in that order. I'll settle for money, though. Poor, long-suffering animal friends. Just laying eggs into the night. One of these days, I'll make more mayonnaise machines, but probably not. Somehow we're not super behind here. But that's also, I think the chickens might lay multiple eggs when they're particularly happy. And then we'll sell our little meager amount of cheeses before heading out. Oh, that was 9 that were all gold. How fun. That's everything I need to do. We should get these pineapple seeds from the greenhouse planted. And then we gotta head out on the road. Man, it's like already 2 p.m. I guess that's fine, right? You know, you gotta farm. You gotta do your farm stuff. Alright, and we have gotten a magnificent amount of pineapples. Which I guess we could plant out at the island too, however. Would we go out there enough? I mean, I just need to, you know, the greenhouse is its own thing. My mismanagement of it is not important. It's not important to me, and I sure hope it's not important to you. Alright, on the big board we've got yeah, I don't want either of those. Like, you want me to fish? I don't want to do that. should buy more things. Alright, so we got the trap bobber already. And then we can throw the hook on too, since I have a double fishing rod now. Oh well, it was too much to hope for. They were having a little party. I'm like, wait, we don't even have the duck feather. Why are we going over this way yet? Duck feather would be at the thing at home, and then we could take the pirate locket to the lady. Probably do this first, because it's more important? I don't know. Not more important than making the kid happy, but we're gonna treat it like it is. And we're just gonna throw the locket into the dirt. Right in front of her. She says, it's his. She's happy. Says, huh, still has the smell after all these years. After being in the ocean? That familiar putrid funk. Wow, girl. Wow. Tell my character to look away and look green. Good. You know, it's been a lonely life here, child, but I don't regret it at all. I'm doing right by my old man, and we'll be together again someday soon. We'll tell her it's honorable. You know. But no, I mean, she should, yeah. We'll tell her this one. She says, an old woman like me? I think it's too late, dear. Besides, I like it here. It's relaxing and beautiful, and I have an endless supply of fresh fish, oysters, and monkey meat. I'm kidding about the monkey meat. I was about to say, what? Now, how can I repay you for this? She jumps. Oh, how about I teach you a special recipe, something I discovered in the many years I spent here. Learn to craft fairy dust. You can take these, too. Though you're a stranger, you went out of your way to help an old lady. Bless your heart. She smiles. Huzzah! I walk the beach every day to see if anything new is washed ashore. There's a lot floating around out there. Yep. Alright, well, good stuff. We got some walnuts, and we got the recipe for fairy dust, which... Is it a crafting thing? She said recipe, and I was like, food, but... Ah. Diamonds and fairy roses. Well, you know, I do have tons of diamonds. The fearsome tiger slime falls before us. Ooh, a golden animal cracker. Magnificent. I don't know why I thought I'll just get a slingshot and it'll work, but it sure doesn't. Oh, come on, where's the kid at? Well, unfortunately, I don't know where Leo's at. But maybe he'll be standing around somewhere. You know, there's only so many places on the island, and I've been to a lot of them. I don't think there's any place that's, like, debarred to me. Besides that one walnut door, but I doubt he's behind that. For one, why would he meet me out here? Aha! And that got us up to... It's like... Yeah, we got up to 4 hearts. I think you get like a big boost for remembering their birthday. So one time I was at the top of the volcano at night and I saw lights far, far away. I wonder if there are other bird families out there. I mean, yes, there are. Nope. Alright, I don't know what I thought I was gonna achieve by bringing the slingshot out here. Clearly not a good idea. Let's just guess the number of starfish. Is it 17? I might have already guessed that one for all I know. We don't need the fiber out here. Like, what of this do we want to bring home? We don't need to save those, we can sell them. Scythe too good to use it around. I guess we'll just fish or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll find one here. There's like 100 more. It fooled me. snake skull, but we already had one of those. We are really loading up on the pre-existing snake skulls. They just come in here to shed their heads and put a new skull on, I guess. It was actually, like, impossible for me to move it with the hook on there. Like, I couldn't even let the fish get away. Which is nice, you know, for a guy like me who's bad at fishing. Hey, we found a walnut in the mussel thing. That's nice. Kind of been ages since we found one. Need to put the advanced iridium rod where I want it to be. This is probably a super cucumber. It's actually kind of tricky with the way the bar behaves with the hook tackle on there is super different to normal, but it is a lot easier to deliver a catch. And then we'll just pass out soon and wake up at home. Do it all over again. Alright, another wonderful day. Shall we potato it up? Yes, we will potato it up. We have tons of them. Actually, you know, we don't... This is a good time to move these preservative barrels out of here, because while a bunch of kegs in the house is fine, it would be nice to just have it in a way where we don't want non-keggable things in here, so we can move all of this out to... Yes, there we go. Fruits inside. And then we can move the preservative barrels out to the shed. Leo says, here's a food from my home that me and my family enjoy. Hope you like it. Now we can make poi. And Leo sent me home and... I know he's worried, but you know, I'll be fine, kid. Don't worry, I'm always falling asleep face down in the mud in this game. Sometimes the sand, other times the mud. Alright, so no inventory space and it's mushroom day. Fortunately, with the addition of these boxes, we'll just I forgot to pet the turtle tubers, that's right. Really no reason to sell those seeds there beyond like general hatred and you know, disgust with myself for carrying them around. Alright, so here we want to keg up the fruits, and then, man, we've got so much stuff to do. Well, let's just start with, of the sweet gem berries can't be kegged and can't be preserved. We'll just toss them, and by toss I mean sell. Which, I mean, sure, I could have done a long time ago, but what are you gonna do? I like to work at my own pace. Man, we really gotta get more got to get more stuff in order to process this, but when and how? There's nothing to be done. We're just gonna make a whole bunch more melon wine. Because it's just a multiplier on the price of it. It's just a multiplier. It's a wonderful multiplier on the price of it. A 4x multiplier before all the passives are said and done. And of course that means one more time of farming. The thing is that even with coffee taking up so much of the field and me like not needing to process it, like that's not even included in my backlog, right? Like my thousands of coffee beans, that's just, you know, that's just so I can feel happy. Stack of blueberries in there. We might, you know, at some point, if we ever get to a point where we're like, man, I wish I had 2 million instead of 1, then we'll probably just go to these chests and sell some things. But until then, I mean, the joy of a collection is in the collection, right? Right? Right. You don't think, man, one day I'll be able to sell all of these, you know, books or coffee beans that I've held on to. You think how cool it is that I am able to live in a world that allows me to acquire this many coffee beans. That's what I think about it anyway. Oops. I've made a huge tiny mistake with this rabbit's foot. What do I do to fix it? Just leave those mayonnaises in there for another day? Yes. Far better than going inside of the door. We'll sell the rabbit's foot. I've got a couple of them. I don't know if they're particularly lucky. Man, oh man, are we ever in trouble when it comes to processing this stuff? Just hundreds and hundreds. The backlog, well, you know, they don't go bad in there. Is it time to make more kegs? It actually, yeah, it is, isn't it? Curses. Alright, maybe when I go and run an errand today, I will fix my controller situation. But maybe not. I haven't bought a controller in a really long time, and I feel anxious about getting the wrong one. Alright, but before we go out to the island, we will be able to ramp up production even further. Which is good, because production needs to, you know, needs to hit the roof. We've got to get on. There's one over there that's not even working. Unthinkable. We can fit one in the corner there, and that won't stop us from moving around. Can we fit another one up here? No. Yeah, I think another line of kegs would be better. In the long term, we could have, you know, one that is only one and one's only the other, but we'll just take this last preservative jar elsewhere, and it'll start a happy new life, being a preservative jar of legend and distinction. All right, more melon. All right. Now, finally, the shed approaches being perfect. Do we put this down here? I mean, no. No, we'll put it... We'll put it up here with this setup, which needs to be changed, but for right now is theoretically fine. It just needs to be changed because we need to put in a shed here and put everything inside of it. Not the lightning rods, obviously not them. Man, I can't believe I waited this long to make the mushrooms in a proper configuration. I used to spend so much time walking around to each of the corners. Now I can spend so much time walking into one corner. It's much more effective. Marvelous. Accidentally carry the melons with me, which is not ideal. We'll throw them in here until later, and we'll keep on filling that up with mushroom things. Let's sell a few thousand coffees. Yeah. There we go. The coffee is sorted out. So we can make ginger ale, and that gives us luck now, so that's cool. Like, I want to see what this new ingredients are. We can get... Alright, 4 taro roots. And it's just, you know, normal stuff. Oh, we can make clam chowder. I probably already knew that. There's so much food you can make, and I make the crab cakes and the espresso. And we'll just sell half of the common mushrooms. Obviously, if we didn't sell so many of like the silver and gold and purple star mushrooms we foraged, we would be even further in the backlog than we are. Alright, I don't want to carry these broccoli seeds with me. Alright, for another... It's like, no, it's already 6 p.m. We don't need to be heading back out there. What do we need to do with our time then? You can do the Gus's omelet thing, right? Yeah, we can just... Alright, I can pretend that we were saving some eggs to do that omelet quest, because you have to gather them, and then you have to put some in the fridge, but you do not have to use the same eggs for one thing and then the other, because how would the game remember? I mean, like, it would be possible, but I bet it would be really annoying for the game to remember. And that looks like enough. It's probably like less money than you would get from just, you know, doing it yourself, but it's all about the love of the game, right? Should have brought my horse. Now that I'm thinking about it, that means we should also do a couple other things. We'll just bring a couple diamonds in case we see some people that we want to chat up, and any of this other stuff, meh, doesn't really matter. I wonder if that witch is ever gonna come around and get mad at me for the stuff that I pulled. Fewest diamond. He said, one summer it was so hot during the night that I got out of bed and jumped into the river. I hope no one saw me. I'm just gonna give some fine mayonnaises to people. Like, here, Sebastian, have some mayonnaise. We've already given him too much mayonnaise. That can happen, after all. That can certainly happen. Kind of want to buy a couple more of these bear crows. I like the dwarf on a scarecrow scaring them idea. It's pretty funny. Did I leave my horse by the entrance to the bar? After all the walking that I did to get my horse again? Poor Electo. It's because she ends up in the shadow of the trees. It's a nice Saturday, and Krobus gets a diamond. He says, I'd love to see more of the outside world, but it wouldn't be safe for me. He sells rice pudding and the other stuff. So what's the purpose of this place once you've gotten the chest? Just to be a nice little miniature source of potential fishing fun. Little place to get bug parts for bait. I mean, that in itself is good enough, right? You know. I just didn't know if there might be something else. All right, well, looks like that's it. So I guess we'll just cut down some trees because we're wood limited. Of course, hoping that in a few days we'll walk out to the island and have just like a ton of trees there to cut down. But it's been a while since we put a herding on the trees of this forest, so it is certainly time again. On the right side, we've got most of those tapped for oak resin and the like, which we might need to go and see if it's ready. Wood is what I need the most, because I need to build another shed, and then, you know, it's much wood for all of the barrels. We need stone and such too, you know, it's a perpetual need of material. And that's what makes the game fun. Well, it's what makes it fun for me. It's like a constant improvements, but a constant need, or rather a perceived need, to improve further. And that is a great grind, you know. All the more so because it's in a completed game. It's not a game that's trying to get me unsatisfied with what I have to con me into getting something else. It's just, you know, this is what you have. I love it a lot. Much respect to the design of this game. It's every bit as great of a farming game as anything has ever been. I'll stand by that. I should have played it 10 years ago when everybody told me to. But I like to live at my own pace sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, we're falling asleep now. Well, if a tree falls upon us while we fall asleep, does anyone feel it? Wowza. Oh yeah, I must have sold a lot of coffee, right? Oh, and the sweet gem berries too. Okay, I'm like, I thought it was only 45 of coffee, but it was only 45 of coffee. But, you know, you do another 30, 38 or so in the gem berries, and you end up right there, yeah. All right, 112K on the day. Nice little bumper day for us. Of course, those sweet gem berries aren't going to grow every time, but we need to buy rare seeds whenever we may from the lady. But I'm thinking actually it's probably not that good of a return compared to like pineapples. At 10 p.m. the Moonlight Jellies are coming by. Yes, we don't want to miss that. We'll have to remember Moonlight Jelly o'clock. We're gonna get her building a shed just because we can move it after. But I think we'll stick it just like right here. Right in this little area. And I just don't need this mahogany here anymore. And I also don't need to worry about, you know, trees growing up around this section. Since it's about to be more, whoops, more farming centric than before. Do we have enough hay? 6, we do not. Alright, wow, yeah. Good thing I remembered that. And that was actually probably just from what we... Yeah, they are definitely about to be food limited, so let's get that going. Of course, Marty doesn't have to be home. We got the catalog. All we have to do is knock on the door, break into her room, you know, do whatever old thing. before anything else, we buy the hay. Before. That way we won't forget. Does this guy need anything new? Just the wife? Which I think is that big old girl down by the waterfall. Here we go, and we will just hear the best sound in the game. The tinking of the money, the plopping of hay going into your inventory by the hundreds. I think it's nice anyway. I don't think there's any way to mass buy stuff. If there is, I'll feel very foolish. Can you, like... Well, you can shift to do it, but then it sort of... Yeah. If you shift click, then you have to click individually, and you can't just hold it down. I'm not sure what's faster there, but I have my opinions. Like, why did I do that? I'm about to go farm the rest of this place. Not to forget my tea leaves. I'm always forgetting them. I want to make friends with that Leo kid. He's the character I'm most highly motivated to befriend, but I mean, I feel like for obvious reasons. For one, he's a child who's, you know, marooned on an island whose parents were traumatically taken from him by the sea. So, you know, I feel like it's logical enough to see a character like that and be like, man, I gotta help this kid out. What, you know, like, what can I do to improve this poor soul's lot in life? Oh, right, because of the stuff. Item magnetism, real good. Like, I could just spend the money on the walnuts. That is absolutely not what I want to do, though. Like, that's not playing the game. That's just, you know, being the bad kind of farmer. Oh my goodness. Speaking of the good kind of farmer, look at the treasures. Alright, so we're just gonna red cabbage the whole thing. No, we're gonna cauliflower the whole thing. Ancient fruit jelly sells for 1,600. I mean, not much. More than the real thing. But of course, if we make it into a wine, and then we age the wine, amazing. Oh yeah, we could have put the honey in there, huh? And now that all of that, absolutely all of that is sorted, what do we do? Charcoal stuff? Yeah. It's actually much better, it seems to me, to put your stuff in vertical lines rather than horizontal ones. It's easier to walk up and down them at an angle where you're making progress, it seems to me. We're just gonna cook up some of this and get some coal, you know, for reasons. Like that I forgot that I was supposed to be going to Robin's right now to elicit construction on my farm. So what that means is we're gonna walk rather than ride the horse and cut down trees along the way, unless we don't see any because we've already cut them down. Hey, a tree! Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right, and the shortcuts are now functional. Aha! I don't know why I would want that, but now it's there! I'll have to see where the other shortcuts are, because if she just made that one for 300 grand, I'm like, literally, who's this even for, right? I think it's 450 for it. If she closes at 4, I'll be annoyed. Linus loves foraged food, that's why he was my first good pal. Alright, so the farm improvements are done now. Or rather, the town improvements, at least what I have access to is. I'm like, where to put it? Because we could put it, like, right here. Honestly, it'd be better to be right next to it. No, we'll put it right here. We'll probably move it later. You know, we need to move a lot of these things. It's just the fences being attached is making me reticent. Wait, what did that say? When crafting here, you'll have access to materials in any adjacent chests. Oh man, I totally need to get that. And then redo up all of my stuff. That all sounds awful. I'm like, I don't need any of that stuff. All I need is more wood. I wish I had gotten the enchantment on my axe that I got on my pickaxe for speed, but I guess it wouldn't matter that much. The enchantment that I did get on my axe is it doesn't take any energy to swing, which is, you know, fine. It would have been good at the beginning of the game when I was energy limited, but now, like, when you have as many mushrooms as I do in your possession, you don't really worry about such trivial matters, right? But I'm glad I have the swiftness on the pickaxe, because after all, I'm like, oh man, yeah, the quarry really came back. Well, that's good, because I actually need iron and coal and all of the things, so not gold, I have plenty of that, but the iron will serve me well. I didn't talk to the statue this morning, so maybe that's gonna bite me. We're not gonna hit all the little rocks, just the ore-bearing ones. We might come back someday soon with some bombs to clear it out. Yeah, no, it would be nice to have the swiftness on the axe, but it's excellent to have it on the pickaxe. And then, of course, these trees are growing here, which I don't need. And cutting them down here is even better than cutting them down everywhere else. Because here, they're not even supposed to be. Unless you take the view that a forest belongs inside of a quarry, which, you know, bold. We won't obliterate the saplings, because, well, we'll come back and cut the trees down after all. Alright, we're just gonna poke around looking for other shortcuts. The migration of the midnight jellies is in a couple of hours, but, you know, maybe there's a, like, how does this junk keep on getting here? Alright. Now the back of the movie theater is cleaned. Alright. Am I, like, not supposed to cut down trees in town? The game sent me a message about it once. I think it means don't let anybody see you do it. Ooh, a present! Well, clearly I've never cut that tree down before. I've received a prize ticket. I bet the tree will come back. And if not, they probably won't find me $1 million. Look at me, I'm already thinking like a rich person. I'm like, they won't mind, and if they do, I'll simply ignore them. And the dance of the moonlight jellies has begun. Linus says he'll sneak up when the jellies arrive. He says won't bother anyone. Sneaking up alarms people. We'll go say what's up to the wizard. Maybe your girl will show up this time, huh? Hey, Leo. She says, hey, I'm paying my respects to another bygone summer. So it's like, sometimes you can't see your affection with them, and then I think they just do like the same conversations every time, or almost. And Marnie, of course, fell through a dock once upon a time. Penny says, life is so easy for jellyfish, just letting the waves carry you onward forever. I bet to the jellyfish it's chuff. She says, the candles are romantic, aren't they? And she's just like, you know, hanging out over here. Starport decal? Sea foam pudding? wonder if they're poisonous. Jeez, dude. Only if they touch you. He says he hopes that I find some time to myself before the harvest season, but I'm like, look, it's always harvest season on Larsdalen Farm. Alright, well, let's launch the boat. And the rare green jelly will come as it always does, to stand before my majesty. I didn't have the bow last year, that's a new addition. Or at least I thought the rare green jelly would come. And they are all so excited, and so am I. This is a nice little song. I really can't praise the music of this game enough. It's just excellent. And the rare green jelly, shaped like a flower, is going to come up to me once more to say, you're the luckiest one. Looks like Abigail was sad because she wanted it to be for her. Well, you know, stand next to me next year, Abby, and you can see it too. That would be such a cool town festival. We do like a thing for strawberries here, but you know, it's nothing like that. And it's midnight. We're just going to coal up a little bit. Sell those, because, I mean, why not? Oh boy, I am so pumped because, of course, tomorrow is fall, and you know what that means. Time to plant everything. Time to till everything. Time to really get our act together. Ooh, coconut wine. Does that sell for a lot? No. And if you're wondering why all the wine in the basement, why don't you sell it? Keep wondering. I don't know why I do the things I do. Sometimes I just do them. Alright, our crystallariums are pumping. It's 1:40 a.m., so we'll go to sleep for the night. And now, we make some 50. What do we sell here? Oh, just a bit of truffles, alright. And now the most important day of every year, the first day of a season. It's Penny's birthday tomorrow. We will take a greater chance for geodes, although it is not likely to be done. And it is Prismatic Butterfly Day again today, which means we'll never ever figure out where I'm supposed to go to do that. We might run into it by accident someday. And Shane says, I got a treat for you. I snagged it from the back room of Jojo Bar ages ago. You got me pepper poppers from ancient times? Thanks, buddy. I'm like, oh man, alright, so we gotta clear real quick. There shouldn't be that much junk in the middle of everything, but there should be some. Because a lot of this is like old coffee crops, which, you know, maintain the soil there, so we won't have to, you know, redo all of that. There we go. Now they're not locked inside anymore. But you don't want to have to switch modes, at least not if you're me. So we're gonna get all the trash out of the way, and then we're going to till some earth, and then when when Pierre's opens, we'll go there. There's really no reason to have these beehives here. There's not like a huge reason to have them anywhere, but there's no reason to have them right there. It is fall. We need to grow like a ton of fairy roses, so we can make fairy dust. I don't know. We just need to grow some, honestly. Whoops. Not you, Scarecrow. You belong here. You're an important part of the team. It's like when I'm thinking about it, like, you know, I don't think I'll even be able to do all of this today just because, well, because 1,000 slots is a lot of slots. That being there is not effective, because we can move it up here. think there, and then we'll just we'll figure out what's going on with the irrigation later, and we'll put in some stopgap measures as we need, because it looks like we're going to have a little bit of area there that's uncovered, but that's just because this part of the field and this part of the field were designed differently. Just to say, one part was designed and the other part merely exists. While I would love to skip Oak Resin Day, it's actually very important that we get a lot of it, because our keg amount is relatively low. We gotta get those numbers way up. She says she wants to see a Western. Robin needs 35 stone, which we probably are not going to bring her. Hey, it's my girl. What is up? She had a huge plate of wild mushrooms and eggs for breakfast today. Still full. Keep your nose to the ground and you'll find some mushrooms yourself. I'm sure of it. Thanks. Alright, so. For the fall, we need... So, artichokes sell well. Pumpkins sell well. We don't want to plant more corn. Eggplants keep going after the first harvest. It's nice to have some of those. We already have a ton of cranberries. We don't need more. Grapes on a trellis is kind of clumsy, and we've got tons of fruit. I think we just spend this whole time on artichokes. Just do the whole field artichokes. We could do some pumpkins, but we don't really need them. Yeah, just, the seeds are cheap. He's got some stuff for sale. Is this like things that I sold him the day before at the bottom? Let me see his markup. We're just gonna buy, like, so many of these, right? Okay, a bunch of these. But, like, so many of these. Just so many of them. I mean, when you think I'm about to stop buying seeds, you're gonna be like, wait, is he done? No, not yet. Alright, that's fine. And then, we'll get some pumpkin. Not too many, just, you know, some. Don't want to go nuts. Don't want to get, like, too many pumpkin seeds. Just, you know, a reasonable amount of them. Whatever that is. Seems good. Actually, probably won't be nearly enough, but, you know, we'll get some planting done. No, you know, we're just gonna buy more seeds right now. Because if I get out there and I need more, I'm gonna be annoyed. And, you know, if I buy more, I'm gonna need more seeds later on anyway, so let's just buy slightly more pumpkin seeds. Nothing to see here. I kind of want to go, like, less varied crops, you know? I don't want to have, like, random eggplants around, because, again, why? I've got some laying around if I want them. And it's better for efficiency to just have one kind of crop in one section of the field, right? Right. Right. Of course, one very bad thing is that the field is not, like, properly irrigated now, right? It's only gonna be irrigated in a couple of the spaces. I guess it wasn't irrigated up there at all, so that's fun. But basically, where the coffee used to be, we still have the remnants. Robin's out there working hard. She's like, man, you've really changed the place up. And I'm like, oh, you don't even know it, Robin. You don't even know. But it's super quick to clear. And before we know it, we'll be getting plants down in the ground. The avocados, not avocados, the artichokes will blot out the sun. Because as nice as it is to have things to come back to every couple of days, it's a lot nicer to be like, all right, 8 days and then I'll farm, you know, 8 days and then we'll come back and deal with it. Alright, now time for the extravaganza! If you're wondering if you can just hold down the button and move, you can. I recommend it. Straight lines are better than what I was doing there, but when you get to where the irrigation stuff is, you know, I guess you can do up and down for a bit. I'm like, oh yeah, we didn't even do this section. Planting in the shadows of the fruit trees. Man, if I did this again, I would have planted the fruit trees far away from the farm proper. But you know, if I had to do this again, if I was lucky enough to play this game all over. Like, yeah, we're not. I should have gotten the pumpkins in first, but really, I mean, it's fine, right? Because you're only going to get 2 pumpkin cycles. Well, I guess you can't get more than that of the artichokes either. I don't love that I planted those corn there long in the past, wherever I thought I wouldn't notice it in the future, because I do. Oh, I noticed the corn for sure. So the one thing that I have been thinking of is, like, if some of this is irrigated and some of it's not, then what, are they going to be one day apart? And if they are, do I just ignore that, scrap the day to get the whole field in line? Because I'm not going to be able to watering can this. I'm not. I mean, we could sort of try to get some of it, but I don't even think I have time for that, right? It's actually pretty important that you don't leave blank spots because you can get, you know, weeds and the corruption of nature, you know, all sorts of unsavory stuff. It's occurring to me now that those spaces on the over there aren't irrigated at all, but that's okay. We're just gonna waste some seeds in a couple of places and probably never go to notice that they're not irrigated. Look, if a couple percentage points of the field fall through the cracks, that is a price that I'm willing to not pay. Like, you know, we need to do all of that tomorrow. We can actually get home in time for tea, and there's not really a point in not doing it here and passing out in the field. Not when we can act right. Right? Yeah. So there we go. There's day one of fall. No walnuts. No money. We ignored all of our preservatives being ready. It feels bad, but it was necessary, right? Like, when the farm is scaled up to the size that it is now, it's very necessary that we get stuff done. Is that a carp on the floor of my home? Ridiculous. So what of these seeds is messed up? Those right there, you know, and then a couple other ones in a few places. That's all right. That's not so bad. Like, man, this is sort of like a travesty too, isn't it? But it's not so bad. It's just that we were missing an irrigation in the top. Because this one's at least, like, properly spaced and such. This field, I mean to say. Alright, and now it is pumpkin time! If you put it down into small, definable segments that you can then conquer. Perhaps in this winter, that'll be whenever I swap the farm to being properly efficient. But then, like, shouldn't I be beating the game then? I mean, theoretically. Alright, so now we've got a fair amount. Yeah, so we either could scale up now or just chill for the season, and then when winter comes, think about repositioning a lot of stuff. Or just like a temporary, yeah, we've planted enough feeling, which I feel like is where we're at, right? Like, I feel like this is sort of good enough for right now. Oh, I did it again. Awesome. Amazing. We'll throw away the fiber. Why not? No reason not to. I almost did it again, but now we're sorted. I want them to be all done at the same time, but I want more than that to not be wasting the time that they could be, you know, operating, because it's not more efficient to just, you know, leave it there. It isn't. It just feels like it might feel better to do it. Hot pepper wine? Yeah, drink in moderation, I bet. Sounds terrible. Alright, and we will put the seeds in there and then forget that we did it, or why later. That'll feel good. It'll feel good to forget why we did everything later on. I think we sell the melon wine just because I have like 10 more of it in the basement and a whole lot more that'll be done before we know it. And or the cellar rather, and there simply just isn't enough cellar space to ever catch up with our wine production. That doesn't mean we're going to stop doing it. It just means it's not going to be effective. It's not a word, and yet I tried to say it. Not well, but I tried. Alright, I guess we're going to try to cut one of these down and see what happens. Okay, you just get hardwood. I think I was supposed to let them live for longer. But that's alright. They are very pretty. But for 5 mahogany seeds, you expect a little more when you cut something down. I mean, there's 5 every kind of seeds, so... Oh no, I don't have a seed for that place. No! What have I done? Like, oh no, that's right. Now we gotta make the big shed out of it, because that's the nest expansion, but we don't have wood, so we'll cut a couple of trees down, not too many there, because, well, that's... I'd be getting close to where I kept the good stuff, the mushrooms. Down a couple of these over here. Alright, and the pickling is temporarily done. Oh my goodness, this stone is in my way. Oh, I have 68 oak resins in there. That's where all the oak resin is. Got it. And there I was thinking that I needed more for my projects. Well. Oh, inventory full. Of course it is. course it's full again, because of course it is. That's super funny that I had all of them in there. But now we're just limited by some other thing instead. Like, we're probably, like, iron limited or copper limited, because I used to have tons of those, but then, you know, you need them for various projects, and before you know it... Yeah, because now we're just significantly wood limited, significantly wood limited. No, stone too, right? Yep. Stone, coal, copper, we're limited on everything here. We need more iron. I'm doing this because I think the wood will be the easiest of the pieces to get lots of. There's a few forests we haven't cut down yet and all. Then I need to make a stone chest. No, a big stone chest. No, we'll make a... Yeah, we'll make a big stone chest. Because this will need to go into the other shed. We'll pick those up later. Oh, there, you can't walk through that way. Got it. Either the corner is there or there's some... Yep, you just can't walk through there. All right, well, we're gonna move that out of the way before too long. Like, do we put a preservative barrel in there? That seems terrible, right? Like, it seems terrible. We'll just move this into the other shed and get it working, and then... Wait, there's no more room in the other shed. I remember. Alright, we'll put it into this shed. And just to get them working, we'll throw the common mushrooms into them, even though it's just terribly wasteful. Alright, do we go cut down some more trees for the rest of the night? Yes, that's exactly what we do. After all, the penalty for passing out in the backyard is only money, and who cares about that? Anyway, I bet I can get several hundred more wood. Just in the space of this night, and hey, why not, you know? We've got the trees here that are tapped, but I don't think we're going to keep the maple syrups here on tap, you know, we can just cut them down. And truly, I mean, do we really need these oak resin setups? I mean, maybe. Because we've got 60 oak resins, that's enough for 60 kegs, but will we ever want to make more than that? Maybe. Yeah, we'll just keep them tapped. We can always come and get rid of them later if we want. We know we don't need more maple syrup because the only real utility of that is making honey, which, you know, we've got a few honey hives, and it's not what I want to focus my economy on. Although, like, a playthrough where you didn't really farm, you just, like, did very limited farming for the purposes of animal husbandry, I would find that quite appealing, you know. You grow your wheat to cut down for hay and that sort of thing. I think that would be cool. supposed to be searching perpetually for walnuts, and instead I'm cutting down a bunch of trees. My hunger for resources. Never ending. Oh no, I've fallen asleep. But, alright, so I think actually this would be a great place to stop. The diamonds are all in array, you know, we've got plenty to do on the farm. But, yeah, this would be a good place for me to stop. I've got some stuff I gotta do today. So, if you're watching in the future, disregard all the time-sensitive information. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. We've made 4 million gold now. And we still have 1 million of it left over. There's those potential obelisks to make. There's the clock of unchanging time. There's a lot of stuff to spend money on. And, you know, we'll cross those bridges when we get to them. For right now, you know, I'm like, we are ending. We're not continuing the day, but let's just look at the farm computer and get a little bit of input from it. Bam. We have 1,400 crops in the ground. That's awesome. Unwatered crops are 40. That's not great. It's like, what, 3%? 2.7, something like that. It's fine. But, yeah, 186 ready machines. Man. The day is just packed with possibilities. But anyway, we will come back at a later date and take care of all of them. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will perhaps see you in another stream or